Mrs. Bohachek.
This was one I really struggled with at home. Thinking about this, it's just the constant testing and testing and testing and testing. I know that we have to figure out if our kids are meeting certain standards, but it is so pounded into my middle child's brain because some years he doesn't meet the standards, some years he does meet them only by a few points. And it's for seasons, I should say, fall and spring. It's been a struggle. I
guess the things that I would just like to see change is maybe a few more options for the middle of the road kids. We have a lot of programs for the advanced kids and the accelerated kids, and we have a lot of programs for the kids who need a little bit of a boost. And middle of the road kids, maybe if they're challenged a little bit more, they might succeed a little bit more.
Mr. Engberg.
I think Tammy addressed some vital issues there for changes in public education. I would like to add that being somewhat of an old-timer, I remember when I'm always pleased to hear the Pledge of Allegiance. I think that one of the things that education has drifted away from are these old-fashioned family, country, pride in your community, pride in your school, pride in your community has to be revisited and emphasized once more. Truly, we live in such a highly technical society, and there is so much to be learned and new technology, but we need those old values. We need to emphasize them ever more.
Mrs. Fluegge.
I agree with the testing, because that was really stressful when I was a kid. And they were called Iowa tests, and it was horrible. It was a very stressful time. And I'm not saying our kids are by any means not educated, but we're not raising rocket scientists testing them every single day on something. But other changes would be, in my viewpoint, would be getting kids, more opportunity. Maybe, there is things for really highly educated kids, but or the kids that need more help. But what about kids that maybe just don't know where they want to go after school when they're done? I don't know what I want to do. I don't want to go to school 4 years. I don't want to go to a technical college. What can I do? And what can the school provide those kids with? What kind of skills can they give them to go out in this community and get a job here and support our local community and help it grow? So our student base does grow here, instead of sending them off to the cities because we can't find work for them.
Mr. Woods.
I think this is a wonderful question. I've had a unique opportunity of being in the Mora Education Foundation over the last 7, 8 years ago now. The change that I see, it doesn't have to come from us. What I see it is supporting the teachers. The teachers have these innovative, great ideas, and if we can find venues and ways to get those ideas to the students, I think that's going to be the biggest change. The other things are the technology, not the technology, but like the manufacturing. Manufacturing has changed. How do we get the high school kids from shop class to being in a smart manufacturing firm? Those are going to be the exciting changes, but I think it's the teachers that we need to support that are going to come up with those great ideas for change. That's where their passions are. So the job as a school board member is to find ways, either through legislation or whatever the case, to get the support that the teachers need to make the changes to let the kids get the best education that they can get. And it's an evolving process, and it always will be.
Mr. McCabe.
I think that the the whole panel here has done a decent job in answering that question. Testing is a fact of life. It's being forced on us by first of all, the federal government. I think it started steam in Florida by Jeb Bush, and then he sold it to his brother. But you did have Iowa tests before that, and you had many other tests. Testing is it's a thing that we have to take. It measures our progress and what we've learned, and it's a fact of life. And I think we should use the tests that we have to take and take them, and don't overdo it. We shouldn't teach to the test. We should still teach the subjects, and we should still have fun in high school and kind of figure out who we are and where we want to go and what we're best at. And if that's done, then you've really done a great job in high school. And I think that's being done here, as far as I can see.
Mr. Jensen.
Change is such a small word when it comes to this, because education is just constantly, every day, every minute, evolving. And like Mr. Wood said about teachers, I mean, we have to hire the best that we can hire, because they will bring the changes that are needed to teach all of us, including a 53-year-old. Teach all of us, not just our youth, and moving forward. But we have to focus on education is so evolving, changing every minute of